Welcome to our channel. Here's the latest update on the dividend announcements from various companies. Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 22nd of May. DLF Limited has recommended a dividend of 5. Vedanta Limited will consider and approve its first interim dividend on the 16th of May, with a yield of 10.16%. The record date is the 25th of May. Tata Consumer Products Limited has recommended a dividend of 7.75, to be paid from the 17th of June, with a record date of the 24th of May. Jindal Steel and Power Limited has recommended a final dividend of 2. Tube Investments of India Limited has recommended a final dividend of 1.50. Steel Authority of India Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 20th of May. Petronet LNG Limited will consider the recommendation of a final dividend on the 22nd of May. UPL Limited has recommended a dividend of 1. Hindustan Copper Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 24th of May. Kara Visaya Bank Limited has recommended a dividend of 2.40. City Union Bank Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 20th of May. Maharashtra Seamless Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 21st of May. CE Info Systems Limited has declared a payment of a final dividend of 3.50. Electra Steel Castings Limited has recommended a final dividend of 0.90. Tiger Industries Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 23rd of May. Sada Energy and Minerals Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 25th of May. Cera Sanitaryware Limited has recommended a dividend of 60. Triveni Engineering and Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 20th of May. Marksons Pharma Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 30th of May. KRBL Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 20th of May. GMM Pfaudler Limited will consider the payment of a final dividend on the 22nd of May. Jamna Auto Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 24th of May. Aarti Pharma Labs Limited has recommended a final dividend of 1. Tilaknagar Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 21st of May. Shilcha Technologies Limited has recommended a final dividend of 12.50. Indian Metals and Ferroalloys Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Dollar Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 21st of May. Graves Cotton Limited has recommended a payment of a dividend of 2. Sandhya Technologies Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Apollo Pipes Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 20th of May. Mangalam Cement Limited has recommended a dividend of 1.50. The record date will be announced later. Centum Electronics Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 22nd of May. Jindal Drilling and Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend, if any, on the 21st of May. Yasho Industries Limited has recommended a final dividend of 0.50. Panama Petrochem Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 27th of May. SMC Global Securities Limited has recommended a final dividend of 1.20. Manali Petrochemical Limited has recommended a dividend of 0.75. Nelcast Limited has recommended a dividend of 0.40. The book closure is from the 19th of July to the 25th of July. St. Gobain Secured India Limited has recommended a dividend of 2, to be paid from the 30th of July, with a record date of the 19th of July. J. Bharat Maruti Limited has recommended a final dividend of 0.70. Aavad Sugar and Energy Limited is recommending a dividend of 10. Radiant Cash Management Services Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Pondy Oxides and Chemicals Limited will consider declaring a dividend on the 28th of May. Jagsonpal Pharmaceuticals Limited will consider and approve the recommendation of a dividend on the 20th of May. S. Chand & Company Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 24th of May. Asian Granito India Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 23rd of May. Super Shakti Metallics Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 24th of May. Arihant Capital Markets Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 21st of May. Albert David Limited has recommended a final dividend of 11.50. The record date is the 2nd of August. Ruby Mills Limited will consider and approve the recommendation of a dividend on the 21st of May. Vikram Thermo India Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 29th of May. Mazda Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 23rd of May. Diamines and Chemicals Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 22nd of May. Sahyadri Industries Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 25th of May. Sakti Finance Limited will consider and approve a dividend on the 25th of May. Danichem Lab Limited will recommend a final dividend on the 28th of May. Cords Cable Industries Limited has recommended a final dividend on the 24th of May. Caracan Company Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 24th of May. Shiva Texayan Limited has recommended a dividend on the 24th of May. LKP Securities Limited has set a record date for the final dividend of 0.15 on the 31st of May. JK Agri Genetics Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 20th of May. Reliance Chemotex Industries Limited will recommend a dividend and fix the record date on the 24th of May. or Som Enterprise Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 21st of May. Phoenix Township Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 13th of May. Hisa Metal Industries Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 30th of May. Golconda Diamonds and Jewelry Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 21st of May. Mukesh Babu Financial Services Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 23rd of May. Kalpana Industries India Limited will recommend a dividend, if any, on the 23rd of May. Bright Brothers Limited has recommended a final dividend of 1. Wellcast Steels Limited has recommended a dividend of 2.50, to be paid on or before the 1st of October, book closure from the 27th of August to the 2nd of September. Vidli Restaurants Limited will consider and recommend a dividend on the 20th of May. Sky Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 21st of May. National Plastic Industries Limited will consider and recommend a final dividend on the 21st of May. QGO Finance Limited has declared an interim dividend of 0.0015, with a record date of the 24th of May. MPIL Corporation Limited will recommend a dividend on the 21st of May. Zenith Fibers Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 18th of May. Choksi Imaging Limited will consider recommending a dividend on the 19th of May. IB Infotech Enterprises Limited has recommended a final dividend of 0.50. Taparia Tools Limited will consider recommending a final dividend on the 21st of May, with a dividend yield of 831.38%. GM Breweries Limited will consider the allotment of bonus shares on the 27th of May. Book closure is from the 10th of May to the 16th of May. Emerald Leisures Limited will consider and approve a proposed rights issue on the 18th of May. Stay tuned for more updates. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest financial news. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up if you like, subscribe, press the bell icon and never miss an update, share and comment your thoughts on the comment section, and stay tuned with Corporate Actions India.